Hey everybody, and welcome to MechaWill Live on Twitch. It's a little bit late tonight, so I apologize for any lulls in the speech. Why is it so late? Why are we here? Well, we're playing Horizon Zero Dawn, one of the coolest, trendiest games that's come out in the last couple of hours. So this is launch day for it. I thought maybe we'd get a quick little overview of the game. I'm clearly... never touched it, so let's get this thing rolling. I have been so excited for this game. All of the news that's come out about it in the past couple of weeks, all the trailers. I've been watching this thing for the past couple of years. I remember when there were all of these leaks for speech and movie language in English, please. I remember when there were all these leaks for like the artwork, like years before this thing came out, and it was so interesting to me to see all these concepts for like these, robot creatures, and I was intrigued even back then. I think this game is going to be really cool and really fun, and being able to play it on my channel, on YouTube, which you can also visit if you go to youtube.com/c/MechaWill, but also here on Twitch. Which is a really great way for me to play this game live. Right away, all I can say is this thing is fucking beautiful. Baby? What's up, baby?
We have a ritual to perform, you and I.
I don't know, that seems a little ominous. I don't know if I like the idea of that. Possibly a satanic thing going on right now. This is made by Guerrilla Games, developers of Killzone, which most people are familiar with by now. This is definitely a step out of their wheelhouse. That's a saying, right?
Today, I speak your name, girl.
Beautiful. But they're super well known for having really tight gameplay and really great graphical prowess. All their games are normally super tight, tightly designed, very technically tight. And artistically, they normally knock it out of the park. And all I can say is from the intro here, I'm seeing a lot of that come into play, especially from the artistic and the graphical design.
If you had one, the whole village would attend, and matriarchs perform the ritual. But
so this is one of the game that's also here to, not to speak over the intro, because I am paying attention. I am very interested.
Otherwise, we might become like the faithless old ones, who turned their backs on the goddess.
This also has a really cool soundtrack.
Their wickedness doomed them.
Very interesting. And it's an RPG, so I imagine it'll be a fairly long game.
Beasts of air,
Wow.
water, earth.
I mean, just look at that. I don't know if there's, if you're getting compressed over in YouTube, understandable. But wow, this looks good. So what I was gonna say earlier is that this game is a powerhouse of graphical fidelity, and it's actually one of the games that's being used to showcase PlayStation 4 Pro and 4K gaming capabilities. So unfortunately, I'm not viewing that myself. I wish that I was.
One day.
That'd definitely be a sight to see. I've seen some videos of what this looks like in 4K, and it's just utterly phenomenal. But beyond that, I'm really hoping, I'm crossing my fingers that the gameplay and the storyline is going to match up with what we see here. But as I know from Guerrilla, they normally do their games. They do their games well. I'm also a little bit of a sucker for open world games.
What is she doing here?
Well, that's a good question. What is she doing here?
To forbid the ritual?
I don't know what any of this means. I don't know what you're talking about right now. Alright. What does this lady want?
No, off your knees. It's nearly time. And yes,
Okay.
you may speak to me.
Beautiful.
Came to bless the naming.
Have not 6 months gone by since we entrusted her to you?
But we
Entrusted her to
outcasts.
you.
You by choice. And she, well... I am a high matriarch, Rost. I bless whom I choose.
Then you honor us.
Yes, now go, and be ready to declare. Go!
Super interesting. So it looks like we're outcasts. I understand that we're living in more of a tribal community,
Mother,
obviously.
This child needs a name by which to know her. That your love may warm her life as the rising sun warms all
We've
the
got
earth.
kind of a Lion King
Speak her
event
name.
happening right now. All right, shout the name from the mountaintops. Beautiful. Aloy is a protagonist that I think we're all gonna
And so her name is
come to really know in the PlayStation
Stop this
community.
at once. What have you done?
I've blessed the naming of a child.
Stubborn woman, you call that curse a child?
Wow,
Did
that's a
she
little bit
tell you
harsh.
about his birth outcast. Answer!
I've done only what you asked.
To raise it, yes. We said nothing of love.
Enough.
Oh, good lord.
And you, blessing its name like it was one
I
of the
know
law,
my duty
one
to
of the
them.
tribe.
Wow.
And to you,
So apparently, like, you know, we're outcasts,
I'm here.
but there seems to be something going on with this little baby's birth. Something unnatural, maybe? I don't know. I think this is giving us a little bit of hint of what the story's going to be like. And I've heard a lot of great things about the story, about, you know, kind of the themes of learning who we are, and learning in a bigger context what this world is and who we are in that. So, yeah, there's the theme we all know and love. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so that's the title sequence. Perfect. Yeah, I'd love to start a new game. Easy, normal, hard. We'll keep it on normal. I hate to be a baby about it. Maybe we can move it up to hard if it turns out to be too easy. But ooh, we got little baby Aloy here. So we're growing up. I'm assuming, you know, just from the pre-showing of this game, this is probably gonna be like a tutorial section or just like a story section, so that we can get into, because she's obviously, we're not playing a full-grown child in this game. It's gonna be a full-grown
You're
adult.
quite the gatherer, aren't you, little Bast? Now go and see if you can find some more.
Bast is an interesting name. I'm, you know, if this really is humanity in the future, which I think is what's implied by all of this, you'd think that maybe the names would stay
Well done,
relatively the
that's
same. It can't have been that far away from Steve, Adam and Steve.
Children, come with me.
Oh, okay, you bitch. You should look at a little kid like
She's
that.
an outcast, to be shunned.
That's ridiculous. I was trying to give you some berries. That's all I wanted from you. Her lips like snarling. She's clearly sad.
Come on.
Oh, I do feel a lot. Oh, don't crush. That's an important source of nutrients. I honestly, my heart bleeds for you, but okay. Let's be gentle, please. We're not. Even though children are bendy, they can break. All right, shiny skin. Oh, cause she's wet. I get it. Honestly, that looks pretty good as far as like wet clothing and all that kind of stuff would go.
Down here! Rost!
I see a rat down there. He's just minding his own business. That's what their lives are like.
Some kind of cave?
Awesome. So now we're actually in the game. This is it looks like a super cool. Behind the we got this. This is honestly this kind of, you know, reminds me of what I think the God of War game like is going to be like in terms of you know, where the camera is positioned. So we're going to run along here. This is a very beautiful cave. It says go into the cave. I think we've already made it there. No, 1 second. I hate doing this. 1 second. There we are. My apologies for that. This is clearly a PlayStation game, only on PlayStation, so, you know, gotta have the PlayStation controllers charged. Maybe should have thought of that before he started the stream.
Tight, but I can get through.
I don't, you know, we're all adults here. I'm not even gonna point out the dirty nonsense that we probably could from the little kid. It's just not right.
One of the old places.
Oh, wow! I didn't think we'd be starting off actually in a place like this. So this is a place of olden times. I'm assuming, of course, I don't have any knowledge of this game. This is definitely a blind experience for me. But like I said, I think the idea is like this is from our time. This metal workshop here. So let's keep going in. It's very interesting how Aloy is like now on the right side of the screen. I don't really dig that. I wonder if there's a way to maybe get that swapped. That's so weird. I don't know. Maybe I'm being a weirdo. What is the dynamic HUD? I kind of like the idea of like the HUD coming in and off, and I think that's what the dynamic HUD does. Control mapping, some speech settings, graphics mode unavailable. Your machine is not good enough. HDR not available. I'm gonna turn up the brightness a little bit just because I know that again on YouTube it might be a little weird. So we can make sure that it's available for everybody. Perfect. So already we're in a very interesting location. Stalactites and stalagmites. Which one is which, my fine fellow friends? I do believe, if I remember my geological studies in the Boy Scouts, that stalactites are the ones on the top. Stalagmites are the ones that are coming up from the bottom. If I've mixed those up, then you can shame me because there's really only one way to get those wrong. Only one way to get those right, but that'd be the ultimate failure. I think I'm right though. I think stalactites are definitely the ones at the top.
Ross said never go in places like this.
We got some haptic feedback, boys.
I have to find a way
Too much
out.
haptic feedback. Yeah, I'm really interested. I'm intrigued. There's a curiosity here that I hope that we can continue through our journey. What do we got here? We got a desk. This is where people used to do clerical work. And before they actually died, they were bored to death in this chair. Interesting lighting effects. One of the things I'm really interested in with this game is to see the what the dynamic weather is like. Stuff like that is super important to me. That looks shiny. What is that? It's a portal turret. Still alive, still alive. That's very interesting. All right, up the stairs we go. The dynamic weather, I've heard, is a really cool feature of this game. Obviously, other games have dynamic weather, but this is one of the graphical powerhouses of the PS4. As we keep saying, "Oh, I'm Batman." This is how it starts. My name is Bruce Wayne. Okay. More haptic feedback tells me
There's something up ahead.
that there's something up ahead. Yeah, and then the dialogue confirms that. Indeed, there is something up ahead. This is interesting. We are in the Batcave. Wonder if I can find like Alfred's dead skeleton. That'd be kind of morbid. To be fair with you. Let's
What's that?
move on. Yes, actually, honestly, this place is quite charming. Well, maybe a little less charming. I don't know. Depends on what level of necrophilia you're digging into. Maybe this place really is even more charming with that dead body. It's not the way I roll, but it's the way things roll. The game has gotten very silent, so now I'm sounding like a madman. I'd like to inspect the strange device, please, on the dead man's corpse. Wow, the cutscenes look really good. I mean, they're not really cutscenes. I'm fairly certain they're just in-engine like camera changes. What, we just take a Dorito from his face? That's what the new school Dorito flavors are. They're called future Doritos. What? What are you doing? You just assume? You just assume that goes into your brain? It'd be funny. It'd be funny if instead of that little bar of light, it was just the little apple circle of death. Sorry, it's still loading. Hey, we never, we know it's 2045. We never told you it was 2046. Wow. Oh, I did hear about something possibly pretty cool with lights. Yeah, no, but with a device like this that expands the gameplay a little bit. Exactly, just like this. Focus, that's what they call it in here. So we've got a Witcher sense. Dope, of course. Everybody loves The Witcher. It looks like we just like The Witcher, we move incredibly slow when we go into into focus mode, and the Batman games. Let's be real. Arkham did it before The Witcher, and I'm sure a few other games. Wow, this seems to be highlighting technology, which means that the dead guy in the ground was probably a Google employee.
Maybe this device I found can help.
I don't know how you would come to that conclusion, except for the fact that the writers made it to be so. Oh, cool. So it gives us text, too, just directly into our brain. Bunker door, blast door, heavily shielded, seal integrity maintained. Excuse me? I'd like to do something about that. What is that? What does that say? It says 8 hashtag. This is a Twitter compound. I was totally wrong about the social media. It's definitely not Google. That was a Twitter employee. Honestly, they kind of deserve to die if I'm being a little bit real. What is going on? Okay.
More lights.
So, yeah, more lights. We've got this thing connected to a power grid with a hollow lock.
A shape. It's connected to the door somehow.
It is. So let's see if we can find our way over there. I think that's probably the best way to go. We've got an interesting little sprint here that I just learned. There we are. Cool. So inside this, we can use this, most likely to open the door. That's the train of thought that we're going through at the moment. And I said what? Tag target. Oh, cool. So it's got a little like Metal Gear Solid like target tagging system. Very cool. That should help with the stealth portions of the game for sure. Oops. What? Which way do we want to turn it? I'm just gonna say that way. Am I wrong? This appears to have done nothing. Well, let's try it one more time and see what's up. Okay, that's very simple. Ooh, pretty colors. Hey, we can see this stuff here. It's too bad we can't interact with any of this, but I imagine, it's an RPG. I imagine we'll be getting to interact with more things when we're not confined to the tutorial. If there's anybody watching live right now, I apologize because I didn't bring up the chat before I started this, just because I knew I was starting it late and there might not be a lot of people here. But thank you guys so much for watching. This is MechaWill live on Twitch. If you follow, I should be streaming a lot more of some really awesome PlayStation exclusives, including this game. And if you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much for taking your time and watching there. We should have a lot of other cool episodes up for you guys to enjoy. Nice. All right, we solved the unsolvable puzzle, the enigma. Oh, we just turned this knob? Yeah, okay. Audio logs, all about them. Let me see it. Is that an audio log? It's gotta be. That's the universal sign for one. Excuse me? Maybe that's just a mixtape? Hot fire? Super hot fire? No, all right, it's not letting me do anything, unfortunately. Well, let's move onwards. So we're in this creepy compound. We found a total of 1 dead guy, which means that guy must have been very lonely when he died. He was just sitting there all alone in the middle of the room. So you gotta wonder what kind of circumstance brought that man there. Maybe he'd just gotten broken up with his girlfriend or his boyfriend or whatever was going on there.
What's that?
And he was just done, man. He's tired of it. Oh no, here's another dead guy. Sweet.
Not a device, like the one I found.
Something tells me, what's up? Can I do something with it? I feel like this should do something. Oh.
You think I want it this way? It's the best I can do. He's
What?
right behind you. Hi.
Don't do that.
Happy
That's scary,
birthday,
man. This is
Isaac.
not Resident Evil.
Daddy sure does love his little big man.
Don't say that. That's the
Look,
creepiest thing I've
Daddy
ever heard.
can't be there with you and Mom, but we can still have a party, right? Sure we can.
Show me. Show me again.
I can do. He's right behind you. Hi.
Weird. Hi.
Happy birthday, Isaac. Daddy sure does love his little big man. Look, Daddy can't be there with you and Mom, but
Okay, so
maybe
we're a little bit in the future. We've got some holograms here, obviously pre-recorded for a little baby's birthday party named Isaac. Unfortunately, Isaac got trapped in a lockbox and thrown into a cellar, and his dark journey began. Okay. So I realized that maybe we could go back and listen to that audio log. I kind of want to, honestly, if I'm being real with you guys. Bear with me for 1 second. That kind of stuff's important to me, just in case I miss some of the background lore, because I know a lot of people like seeing that stuff, and I do too. So where was that little sweetheart? There it is. What did it say? Oh, yeah.
Flash
Sweet.
traffic from USRC.